Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm talking about the upcoming NWA tag team title match between Aaron Stevens and the question mark and Eli Drake and James Storm. Now, apparently this was something that I thought was interesting enough to speculate on that it was worth making a video, but I'm trying to get more into doing these wrestling discussion videos as it is, so figured why not. So basically this is an interesting feud because I think this is exactly the kind of people that they needed to put together. Currently we're still not seeing new episodes of Power. The only way you can see the NWA talent in action is some of them appearing in AEW and on Primetime Live, which is a bit of a nightmare to watch if I'm completely honest. I think what they've done here is they've done a great job in taking a bunch of characters that play well off the usual NWA studio audience and correctly identified they're exactly the right kind of guys to work off each other without a crowd. Eli Drake and James Storm could argue with Aaron Stevens all day long in an empty room and it wouldn't matter. It would be very entertaining, I'm sure. So they got that just right. But the potential of the match is quite interesting because it looks outside looking in like an obvious finish. It does to me. I mean, in this match, you look at the combatants, every day of the week, Eli Drake and James Storm take this one home. However, it gets a little bit more complicated when we look at the factors of the matter. First of all, every NWA title except for the NWA title has changed hands on different people's shows in the last couple of weeks. That includes Aaron Stevens' National Championship. Now, maybe he lost that title, maybe he dropped that title to Trevor Murdoch because they were planning on moving the tag team titles onto him and the question mark. Perhaps the reason why they're planning on moving the titles on is because what's going on with James Storm? His contract ran out earlier this year, which was very sad, and as far as I'm aware, we haven't heard any news that he ended up renewing it, but we have heard that he appeared on Impact a few weeks ago. So what's going on here? Obviously, we've clearly got some multiple company collaboration going on here, which NWA is well known for this year. But the question is, are they just lending him to move the titles on without having to vacate them or anything? Or is James Storm still with the NWA? Don't really know what's going on there, but it seems like it's quite possible that they're literally just having him as a one-off to move the titles onwards. This is all happening, of course, on United Wrestling Network, which is a joint promotional thing. NWA working with all these other companies anyway. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that James Storm is not an NWA talent while he's defending the NWA tag team title. So I guess my question to you guys is, who do you think is going to win this one? Because I don't think this is as black and white as it appears on paper. It looks like the outcome of this match is so obvious, but it's actually a little bit more complicated than it looks. I also think there's a decent chance they need to move those titles off a guy who doesn't work for them anymore. And maybe even, fingers crossed, planning on giving Eli Drake the singles push he so righteously deserves when Power comes back. Feud with Nick Aldis, pin him for the title at the first NWA pay-per-view back. Fingers crossed, that's what happens. But I guess we're going to see. And to be honest, this is unpredictability that I think you don't get in wrestling very often nowadays. And the sad thing about it is the unpredictability is outside of kayfabe. It's nothing to do with the story or anything. It's completely to do with business factors. But it's very interesting that this is quite difficult, in my opinion, to call. For me, Eli Drake and James Storm got to back my boys. They've got to win it. But if they do move the titles on, which is probably fair enough if James Storm doesn't work for them anymore, then here's hoping, fingers crossed, Eli Drake gets the singles push he so richly deserves. Let me know in the comments who you think is going to win this match. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.